Hey everyone, I'm Lyle Burks with the Viking Speaks. And this is the 48 Laws of Power. Hey, good morning everyone. It's Lyle Burks with the Viking Speaks. It's January 10th. It's the 40th day of the 90-day video challenge. We're back with the 48 Laws of Power. Today is Law 7. Get others to do the work for you, but always take the credit. Use wisdom, knowledge, and legwork of other people to further your own cause. Not only will this assistance save you valuable time and energy, but it'll give you a godlike aura of efficiency and speed. In the end, your helpers will be forgotten, and you will be remembered. Never do yourself what others can do for you. So in this law, he goes on to tell a story about now famous Nikola Tesla. Now, he was a Serbian inventor who, for those of you who don't know, is the father of the AC current system, the most common standard of electricity used, I know, in the U.S., might not venture to say worldwide. Tesla had the opportunity to come to the United States and work for Edison. So when he got here, Edison knew right away that he had this big problem. He had a piece of equipment called the dynamo, and he wanted to get it fixed, but for him it seemed like this massive undertaking. Well, he told Nikola Tesla that, hey, look, you can get this done. There's $50,000 in it for you. So Tesla, being literal as he was, he took it and he immediately began pounding away on the work, getting it done. And within a year, he brought it back with great improvements. It was a far better device than it initially started. Well, Edison took it, marketed it, began making money. So when Tesla saw this and he asked for his money, Edison responds with, "My dear Tesla, you do not understand our American humor." Obviously, after a year of base poverty and working 18 hours a day trying to get this done with the understanding that he would get paid, Tesla was pretty pissed. So he found opportunity with Westinghouse, which is still a well-known electrical company these days. And he offered him royalties in addition to steady pay, funding his research, everything else, to develop his alternating current system. Now, Edison only believed in direct current and felt that the alternating current system was garbage and was never going to be anything and would want or could be viable. Westinghouse had just started his own electrical company and wanted to compete directly with Edison. So, using the skill from Nikola Tesla, he was able to help develop, and I say help, by saying that, I mean he literally funded everything and he put the money in there while Nikola Tesla did all the inventing, get everything working, and he got the actual project done. But at the end of the day, Westinghouse ultimately became the one where his name was associated with the development and creation and implementation of the AC current system. Alternating current system. So, when J.P. Morgan came to buy Westinghouse, one of the things that came along with the purchase was he had to eliminate the royalties contract that he'd signed with Tesla, which at the time was worth about $12 million. Now, back in the early 1900s, that was a significant chunk of change. I mean, even nowadays, $12 million is, for the majority of folks, is a pretty good amount of money, right? But he was reduced and offered him a $216,000 buyout. And as a result, Tesla became forgotten for decades. His work was claimed to have been the work of both Edison and Westinghouse. And not only that, other patents he filed and products he invented, like induction motors and a few other pieces for radios, Other fames like Marconi, who is known to be the father of radio, used devices and inventions from Tesla to create his own system and his way to riches and fame, and ultimately power. So, bottom line is, Tesla did not believe that in the art or the methods of science, that politics, power, and understanding personal communication and things of that nature played any role. It was purely science. Was that. It was pure. It was raw. That's where he failed. While he was a brilliant inventor, engineer, and scientist, he failed to put himself in the limelight where he could have gained far more power and thus more resources to continue his work. As a result, he died poverty-stricken and forgotten. It wasn't until 50, 60, 70 years later that he became known again, long after he passed. So protect yourself. Protect your time. Do not allow yourself to become utilized and forgotten. But in fact, look at Henry Ford, prime example. He almost lost his company because competitors had him sued for being incompetent. Now, while Henry Ford was a self-taught engineer and mechanic, he was also readily admitting to the fact that he did not know enough to do everything he needed to do to continue to develop his product. He only had a concept, and he knew what he wanted. He just didn't know how to get what he wanted done. But what Henry Ford had was he knew how to run a business. So he offered employment for the best in the business. And he set this switch panel up in his office. And anytime he had questions or he needed something done, he'd push a button. He'd either A, get the answer, or B, the person would come in and they would figure it out. And when that was brought to the court, his basic response was, why would I fill my head with all this other stuff and occupy my capacity when I could focus on developing my business better to be able to provide better service, better products, better pricing for my customers? So he said, no, I'm not going to try and become a subject matter expert in engineering, fluid dynamics, rubber, electrical, fabrication and crafting, leather work for seats, all this good stuff, everything that became standard in what is now the Ford Motor Company. He hired the best. Now, the people who actually did all the invention, their name isn't on the car, is it? And I guarantee you see thousands of Ford motor cars running around every single day. So be wise in the method of taking power when and taking credit for what is done when it is feasible. There's also other times when it is absolutely necessary and in fact beneficial to give credit where credit is due. Do not be an assuming asshole and always take credit for everything, because not only will you destroy your name, but you'll destroy any bridges for personnel that might want to join you on your way or help you out in the long run. So use this wisely. Know when it is appropriate to give credit, and know when it is appropriate to assume credit. Some people don't want to be in the limelight, and that's okay. But that's all I got for today. Y'all have a wonderful weekend. Much love. Backing out.